today about the same parts of us, the similarities, our emotions, our feelings, our ups and downs, things that we can relate to in another person. Something, if we remind ourselves that what other people are going through can be very similar to what we're going through, and acknowledge that in the other person, and just about being there for other people, even if it's not doing something, it's just holding space for people through reaching out, through remembering that what we are going through on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, other people are going through their own versions of that, but it's the similarities that can connect us to each other. So let's come and take a nice, lovely, deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth. Morning sigh of relief, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keeping that spine nice and lengthened, keeping the neck, stretching the neck up, really creating a strong straight spine, but grounding down through the seat, the sit bones, resting our palms gently on our knees, sitting in a state of alert relaxedness. So our bodies are relaxing, our minds are relaxing, but we're still alert and engaged. Keeping that breath going, allowing things to drop away, unwanted thoughts we may need to come back to after the practice, but for now, this is where we are. And our focus will be on our movement and our breath, and just keeping those two things going, connected. Allow the belly to fill up. Notice if you're holding your breath as you breathe in. It's a very common thing, especially for women. We hold in our bellies, we hold in our breath, even when we're breathing in and out. So for now, let's just fill up our bellies as we inhale and exhale nice and smoothly. Keeping that spine engaged and growing. And just going through little checks, checking in with the shoulders, rolling them back if we feel that they're a little bit forward or hunched up, and keeping that spine lifting and lengthening. Keeping the breath going, being here. Observing and noticing sounds around us, smells, sensations, and just letting them pass by. Just being here, being present. Inhaling and exhaling. Staying where we are, we'll open up the practice by chanting 3 Oms together. We'll keep our focus on our mantra Om, and just go through a couple of rounds of the Om mantra just to get our breath going, filling up the belly, and not focusing on anything but the sound and the vibration of the mantra Om. Sing along with me. Om, Take a deep breath in here. And let it out with a big sigh. From here, we can turn on our playlists that I put into the WhatsApp chat and then come back to a nice, comfortable seated position. When our music's playing, if we want to practice with music today, coming back to a nice, comfortable seat. And then just dropping the chin to the chest. Interlacing your hands just around the back of the neck, but sitting up tall. So we're pushing the back of our head into our hands, and at the same time, we're pulling our hands down onto the back of our neck. So a nice, strong spine here, but just giving our necks a gentle pull here. And then releasing the hands, and then just circling half circles to one ear, to one shoulder, and to the other side. So just back and forwards, keeping that spine lovely and straight, but just getting the neck going. Ear to shoulder, not rushed. We don't want to feel dizzy. We just want to start to stretch out the neck. This time, keeping the right ear to the right shoulder. Open out, so bring the gaze up. So we want to keep the ear close to the shoulder, and then wrap the right hand around the left ear and straighten out that left arm. And just gently pull on the side of the neck here. Keeping that spine straight, keeping the breath going. Nice deep breath. Release, switch sides. A nice stretch. And then release. And then hands just behind, fingers can point backwards, and just squeeze the shoulder blades together. Open up the front line of the body. Allow the head to drop back a bit, opening up the throat, the front side of the neck. Breathing here, pushing the hips forward, dropping the head back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Breathe here, inhaling. And exhaling, release, bringing the arms forward in front of us, interlacing the fingers, rounding out the shoulders, dropping the head between the shoulders here. So the back rounds backwards as we reach our arms forwards. And then come to sit, and just circling the wrists here, circling them, keeping the hands, the fingers interlaced, circling the wrists one way and then the other. Lovely. And then drop the hands down, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind. A nice gentle twist here. Inhaling as we lengthen, exhaling as we look back over the right shoulder. And then switching sides, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Really working from this solid base. I want us to bring that throughout the practice today, about working from this solid base, whether we're seated or whether we're standing, coming back to center, just really engaging the core, feeling this connection with the earth and our base. So whether we're up and balancing, whether we're twisting, it's about really finding this core central space from which we can grow. So from there, I just want to go through a bit of mobility with you. So keeping the right knee bent in front of you, bend the left leg behind you. So we're in this kind of S-seat base. So just kind of settling in through the hips here. And we're going to move to the other side, keeping our seat down. So can reach the arms forward, and you'll kind of naturally round out through the back and then coming to the other side. So then your left leg is bent in front of you, right knee is behind you. And then just go through that a couple more times, feeling this seat as you move gently from side to side. Reaching, I find it really, really helpful to reach the arms forward. It kind of keeps me upright. Because you could topple backwards, but if you topple backwards from here, it's okay, you're seated. So just gently moving from side to side, noticing where it feels tight. If this feels uncomfortable, we want to keep grounded, keep our feet to the floor as we move gently from side to side. You may need to keep a hand behind you as you move side to side, that's okay. Noticing what you need intuitively. If you need to keep a hand behind you and reach just one hand in front of you, that's fine, but it's really about listening to your body's needs. If you want to put the hands down once or twice, just a couple more times, moving from side to side here, warming up the hips, opening things up and connecting to your needs. Finding your way back to a central seated position, crossing the legs, taking a nice deep breath here, reaching the arms up overhead, bending the right elbow, hand behind you, and then folding your left hand behind you and grasping there. And just sitting up nice and tall here. Sitting nice and straight, stretching that shoulder, and then switching sides. Switching sides, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And coming back to center, releasing and finding your way to a nice tabletop. Just moving the hips, joyful movement. It's joyful if you're honoring your needs. It can be joyful if you're doing it the way you need to do it, for your body to feel good, to feel alive, to wake things up. Moving the hips from side to side, moving the spine, bending the elbows as we go. Then coming back to a neutral spine, reaching that right arm up, stretching open the right side, circling it back behind you, reaching it back, reaching it up again, reaching it back behind you, and then threading it under the left shoulder, bringing the right ear down, folding down here, seat is up, noticing a little arch in the lower spine and the sacrum. Just taking a breath here, breathing in and breathing out. Starting to press into the left hand, reaching that right arm up, opening out to the right side. This time reaching the right arm forward, pressing the left hand into the mat and kicking that left leg back behind you. So we've created a strong straight line here. Then drawing elbow into knee 5 times. So elbow to knee, 1. Elbow to knee, 2. Elbow to knee, 3. Elbow to knee, 4. Elbow to knee, 5. Just hold it for a moment here. Then reaching forward, then kicking that left leg up and reaching back with the right arm. So just opening things out here, kicking that foot into that hand, pressing the left hand into the mat, looking up, breathe here, one more time, inhale, exhale, release. Reaching that left arm up, opening things out to the left side, then reaching that left arm back, looking back, then reaching that left arm up, reaching that left arm back, reaching it up one more time, and then threading it through under the right armpit, folding down, left ear to the mat, seat is up. If you want to bind here, you can, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, releasing, reaching that left arm up and open, and then reaching it forward, kicking the right leg back, creating that strong straight line there, and then building the heat, drawing the elbow and knee together 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just hold it for a moment here. Then kick that leg back and bend at the knee and reach back and grab hold of the foot, pressing into the right hand and left knee, kicking that foot into the hand, looking up, breathing here, and releasing. Walking the hands forward a little bit. So we're still in a tabletop, but our hands are not directly under our shoulders, and just sinking the hips down into a nice soft upward facing dog. Gaze is up, breathe here. Exhale, tuck the chin to chest, come back. This time bring the seat all the way back to the heels like a child's pose. As soon as we're there, start scooping the pelvis, round out through the spine, come all the way forward and sink the hips down into a nice downward, upward facing dog rather. Gaze is up. And coming all the way back, waking up the spine, awakening the spine. Tilting the pelvis one more time. Coming into your upward facing dog. Just settling here for a moment. Move the hips gently from side to side here. Look from one side. Look over your shoulder. Look to the other side. Again, right side and left side. Push the seat back towards the heels this time. Tuck the toes under. Keep the movement going and find your way into a downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs here. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Sigh of relief again. Finding your way into this familiar pose. It's like finding your way home. It's something that you know. It's something that your body knows and that you love. Making the movements here that you need to make to feel good, to feel joyful, to feel comfortable. Pedaling the legs, drawing the shoulders away from the neck and the ears, stretching out the hamstrings. This time, bending at the knees, coming up onto your toes, and just press the stomach back towards the top of the front of the thighs. Just press it back. Start to arch through the lower spine, really pressing your torso back, and then start to straighten the legs from here. Heels coming down towards the mat. They don't need to touch down. It's early. If they touch down, great. If they don't touch down, that's fine. Just pedaling out here. And then on the next inhale, reach that right leg up high behind you. Bend the knee and open out at the hip. Our lovely morning hip opener, everything opener. Circle one way, circle the other way. Then square the hips, step that right foot through. I'm just going to straighten and bend that front knee a few times. So I'm on my fingertips. You can come down to a full palm. Just bending and straightening here. As we bend, we lift our gaze up. And as we straighten, we fold forward. A couple more times. Bend and straighten. This time, bend both knees, bringing that back knee down. And we're going to continue that bend and straightening motion. So the back knee is down. And we're just moving in and out of a half split, forward and backwards, gentle movements, bringing mobility into the hips, the knee, the ankle, the toes. This time, bend into that front knee. Start to lift up the chest, hands to hips, and just arch back a little bit. Open up that heart center, hands on hips. I like to have my hands close to the back of my hips. My thumbs are almost touching. Just sinking into the hips here. Breathing. You can sink a little deeper. You can pulse. I like to pulse. I don't like to go straight into a deep stretch. And then on the next inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Interlace the hands behind the head and let the head rest back into the hands. Let the hands take the weight of the head for a few moments. Breathing here, inhaling, exhaling, releasing the hands down. Lengthen that front leg and just fold forward here. Just stay here, folding forward, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. On the next inhale, bend into that front knee, tuck the back toes under, step that right leg back and just pedal it out. Very nice. On the next inhale, lift that leg, left leg up high, bend the knee, open out the hip. Feel that lovely stretch, that opening. Start to circle from the hip one way and the other way, listening to what you need. Circling one way and then the other way. And square the hips, step that left foot through. And just bending and straightening a few times. Bending, movement and breath. So syncing your movement to your breath. Bending and straightening. This time as we bend the back knee down. And start to lift up the torso. Well, before we lift up, sorry, we're going to keep bending and straightening here. So keep the head folded forward, bend and straighten through that left leg, moving in and out of your half split. Staying a moment if you need to, with the leg straight or with it bent. This time, bend into that left knee. Slowly start to lift up the torso, hands to hips, and just start to move. You might need to heel toe your left foot out a little bit, and just pulsing gently here. Gentle pulsing, holding the hips, then lifting the head up, reaching the arms up overhead, and interlacing the hands behind the head, allowing the head to just rest back in the hands, creating like a cradle or a basket for your head. Just sinking a little bit lower. Lovely, sinking a little bit lower. And then exhale, releasing the hands down, lengthening that left leg and just folding forward here for a few moments. That left leg doesn't need to be straight. Can have a micro bend in it. Folding forward here. Breathing here, inhaling. And exhaling, bend into that left knee, step it back and just come into your downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward halfway up the mat. Fold forward here, so bend the knees, create a nice shelf for your torso. So you're folding forward, but your knees are bent. Start to reach your arms up behind you, interlace your fingers behind you, squeeze the shoulders together, fold forward here, but creating this nice shelf with your thighs for your torso. Allow the head to hang, squeeze the hands together, squeeze the fingers, squeeze the shoulders, breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Even where everything feels a bit compressed, keep that breath going, breathing in and breathing out. Start to release the hands down, arms hang heavy. Start to roll up through the spine, keeping the knees bent, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. One by one. Roll the shoulders back once. Roll the shoulders back twice. Reach the arms up overhead. Grasping hold of the left wrist, just gently pull over to the right side. Make sure your feet are really planted. Your left hip will naturally push out to the left. Keep the gaze up to the elbow crease or the ceiling and just keep pulling gently over to the right side. And switch sides. Grasping the right wrist, pulling gently over to the left side. Gaze is up, keeping everything up and open. Inhale and exhale. Okay, releasing the hands down, stepping to the top of your mat. Feet together, hands in a prayer in front of your heart center. Deep breath in here. Setting an intention for your practice, remembering and recognizing the qualities that draw us together, our understanding of each other, our empathy, our love and our connection. The same parts, the parts that we recognize in each other. Breathing in. Exhale, arms by your side. Surya Namaskar. Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead, gazing up at the hands. Engaging the legs. Exhale as you fold forward and touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine and look forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Staying here in your downward facing dog, listening to your body and what you need. Maybe you need to find that still space, that still quality, and just breathe here, listening to your breath. Or maybe you need to make your micro movements here, pedaling the legs. Just take a breath. And then gently nod the head, yes. Gently shake the head, no. Flubber out the lips. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead, gazing up at the hands. Exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana. Again, Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. It's like a prayer, a body prayer. Exhale, fold forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen, breath and movement. Exhale, step it back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Breathing here in your downward facing dog. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. One more deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Gaze is up at the hands. Exhale, arms by your side. Straight into Surya Namaskar. Inhale, bend the knees, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step that right foot forward, warrior one. Press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Inhale, reaching back, reversing the warrior. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, reaching that left arm forward. Staying here for a moment, breathing here. And then exhale, reaching back, reversing the warrior, keeping that right knee bent. One more time, elbow to knee, left arm reaches forward. Exhale, reaching that right arm back, reversing the warrior, waking up the side body. And then exhale, release it down, step it back, lower down, chaturanga. A nice silky, smooth inhale and exhale. Push it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step that left foot forward, warrior one. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Beautiful. Exhale, left elbow comes to left knee, reaching that right arm forward. And then reversing again. And then elbow to knee one more time, reaching that right arm forward. And reversing the warrior one more time. Really reach it back. And then exhale, release the hands down, step it back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. 3 lovely breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Nourishing your body. Calm breathing. Ujjayi breathing, victorious breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Activation. Breathing in and breathing out. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, sit low in your chair. Reach the arms up overhead, gaze is up. And then exhale, fold it forward, touchdown. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping that right foot forward, coming into warrior one. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Just hold your warrior two for a moment. Gaze is forward, shoulders are dropped, right knee is bent. Breathing here. And bringing that left arm round, coming into a high lunge. Sinking down through your hips, but reaching your arms up at the same time. I'm going to push forward into that right knee, straightening that right leg, reaching the arms back, folding forward into a very wide pyramid, then coming back into a high lunge. 2 more times, straightening that right leg, folding forward, reaching the arms back, and then coming back into a high lunge. Beautiful. One more time. Straightening that right leg, reaching the right arm, both arms back. This time bending into that front knee, but walking the back foot forward, keeping the arms reaching back. We're going to step into a warrior three. So lifting that back leg up, arms are reaching back, breathing here. Gaze is strong and fixed. From here, we're moving into a half moon. So bringing that right hand down, opening out the hips, stacking the left hip on top of the right. The left arm is back now, lifting that left arm up. Right hand, fingertips can come down or full palm or half prayer, wherever your hand placement needs to be. Gaze can be down or gaze can be up. Breathing here. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing that left hand down, right hand down, coming into a standing split. Keep that left leg up high, fold it forward. Breathe here, inhaling. Beautiful. Exhaling, step back, left leg back, right leg steps back, going through your chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes under into downward facing dog. Stepping that left foot forward, warrior one. Reach the arms up. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Find your way in your warrior two. Nice, strong arms, then circling that right arm forward and up, coming into a high lunge, reaching the arms up and then sinking down through the hips. We did some nice hip openers at the beginning. So sinking down, reaching the arms up, and then reaching the hands behind you as you fold forward, straightening that left leg, a nice wide pyramid, and then reaching them up again. And then folding forward, straightening that left leg, arms come back. And then bending, lifting the arms up again. Beautiful. This time, straightening that leg, folding forward, reaching the arms back, keeping the arms back, bend into that left knee, walk that back foot forward a bit and then lift it up, coming into a warrior three. Find a lovely point to fix your focus on your drishti, warrior three. And then move into a half moon. So left hand comes down, open out the hips, stack that right hip on top of the left hip, reach that right arm up. Left hand is down, fingertips or half prayer. Gaze is down or gaze is up. Breathe here, inhale. Exhale, release that right hand down and stand here in a standing split. So keep lifting that right leg up high behind you. Fold forward, breathe here. And exhale, step that right leg back, left leg steps back, lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Stay in your downward facing dog for 2 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, press the palms, reach the arms up. And then exhale, fold it forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Step that right foot forward, warrior one. Reaching the arms up. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Then reversing the warrior two. So keep that left arm reaching forward, lift that back heel and reach the right arm back. Reversing again, right hand down the back of the left thigh, reach that left arm up. And then exhale, bring that left hand down to the floor, reach the right arm up, opening out to the right side. Bring the back knee down, reach both arms up, and then twist it to the right. So hands can be in a prayer. You girls know exactly what you're doing here. Making any of the adjustments you might need to make, tuck the back toes under. Hands can stay in prayer here. Gaze is up. Can open out the arms nice and wide. Breathing here, inhaling. Exhale, release the hands to the inside of the right foot. Bring the left heel down and walk the hands through center down the long line of the mat. Turn both feet in so the toes are in and the heels are out. And just fold it forward here. Just fold forward here. Wherever you get to. Just feel, move the hips slightly side to side, little tiny movements. And then start walking the hands to the back of the mat, turn the left toes out, bend that left knee and come up into warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Keep that back arm moving, reaching it forward, reaching the left arm back, revolving your warrior two. Lift that back heel up, look back to the left hand, breathe here. Drop the left hand down, reach that right arm up. Reach it up, gaze is up, breathe here. And then exhale, release that right hand down, lift that left arm up, open out to the left side. Then bring the back knee down. Reach both arms up, sink through the hips. And then twist it around to the left side. Hooking the elbow on the outside of the left thigh. Hands are pressed into a prayer or open them out nice and wide. Breathe here. And then release the hands to the inside of the left foot. Bring the back heel down and walk the hands up the center line. This time toes are out, heels are in, coming into a goddess stance. So bend the knees are stacked over the ankles. Just move gently side to side here. And then bring the right elbow to the right knee. Reach that left arm over to the side. Engaging the thighs, feeling that fire and that heat there. Switching sides, left elbow to left knee. Reach the right arm. One more time, right elbow to right knee. Left arm reaches up and over. And then switching sides. Lovely. Exhale, bring the hands down. Walk the hands to the top of the mat. Step that right leg back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push it back to downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs here. One side. And then the other. Just gently moving the hips from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. And then on the next inhale, reach that right leg up high behind you. Step it forward outside of the right hand, coming into a lizard. Finding some nice movement here in your lizard. Feeling the flow of energy, breath. Finding a way into your lizard. Bring the back knee down or elbows and forearms. And just gently swaying. Breathing here, inhaling. And exhaling. And then come to your hands and move that right foot across the front. So coming into a pigeon. So shuffling that foot across and finding your way from here into a pigeon. And before folding, just lengthening the spine here, really centering the hips. I'm just going to undulate and move through the spine 3 times. So leading with the heart, exhale as you fold forward. And then press your hands into the mat as you round back up. Exhale as you fold forward. And then press the hands into the mat as you roll back up. This time, exhale and come all the way down. Folding forward, creating a shelf with your wrists, your hands,
or the forehead can rest down on the mat. Just gently moving your head from side to side. If you want to massage out your third eye, coming back to your intuition, your knowledge, knowing what you need, moving through all of the distractions to come to the truth, your truth. Breathing here. Again, breathing a sigh of relief. Resting your head down, giving yourself that time, that space, that moment to just take a break. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Start to lift the head up. Lift up, walk the hands back towards the hips and then moving into a seated spinal twist. So the back leg comes all the way around the front. You ladies know what you're doing. Left hand behind you, right hand reaches up and gently twist. Really lengthen on the inhale, nice long spine, and then exhale as you twist, looking over that left shoulder. Beautiful, breathe here. Inhaling, really keep that, using that, your right arm on the outside of your left thigh to push and help you take that twist a little bit further. Inhale here, exhale, release, de-twist, neutralize the spine. And then crossing the leg, stepping or jumping it back. You can come straight back into a downward dog or go through a vinyasa. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Lifting that left leg up high behind you. Step the left foot outside of the left hand, finding your way into your lizard. Just gentle movements here in your lizard. I love to move gently in the lizard. It's one of my favorite poses of all. And then finding your way, bringing the back knee down, bringing forearms and hands down onto the inside of the left foot. Just keep that gentle movement going. Inhaling and exhaling. Straighten the arms. Shuffle that left foot across the front of the top of the mat, across the front of your body, and come into a pigeon from here. Before folding, really square the hips. Make sure that back leg is straight out behind you. Lengthen here and then leading with your heart. Exhale as you fold forward. And then press as you roll up. Couple more times. A nice movement through your spine, your vertebrae. And then this time folding forward here. Resting your head down. Finding your place. Feeling the mat beneath you, supporting you. The ground below you, holding you. Folding forward here, your body knowing what to do, connecting your breath and your movement. And then gently start to lift up. Bring that back leg all the way around in the front. Lovely seated spinal twist. Right hand behind you, left arm reaches up, twisting around to the right. Lengthening on the inhale and twisting on the exhale. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more deep breath. And then release, de-twist. Come all the way around. And then from here, gently stepping back into a plank. Just holding your plank for a moment. We'll just do a side plank either side. So pressing into the left hand, turn your body, stack your right leg on top of your left leg and open out the right arm, pushing the hips up. Breathe here. Any variation you want to make with your top leg, or if you need to bring your bottom leg down, that's fine as well. And then switch sides, bringing the right hand down, moving over to the right side, lifting that left arm up, keeping the hips up. The top leg can be bent into a tree, or it can be straight. Bottom leg can be down another version of tree. And then exhale, release, coming into a plank, protract the shoulders, pressing into the mat, breathe here. And then exhale for 3 counts, all the way down to your belly. Keeping the hands under the shoulders here, lift everything up. Lift up the legs, lift up the chest, lift up the arms. Gazes forward, breathe here, engaging everything, lifting it up. Even more, lift it up. And then exhale, release. Beautiful. Right ear comes down to the mat. Move the hips gently from side to side. Breathe here. And interlace the hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulders together. Squeeze the fingers together. And lift everything up. Gazes forward. Lift it up on the inhale. Up even a little bit higher. Squeeze the shoulders. Squeeze the hands. Breathe here. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Left ear comes down. Move the hips gently from side to side. And find your way onto your back. Whatever version of a back bend you need to do here. A bridge, a wheel, or with your wheel. I know Catherine has a wheel that she likes to use. Bending the knees, soles of the feet towards the seat. If you're moving into your bridge, just tilt your pelvis a few times. Moving the pelvis up and down, in and out, before lifting the hips up all the way. I'm going to do 2 back bends here. So lifting up the hips, pressing the hips up, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. 3, 4, 5, lowering everything down. Coming into one more back bend of choice. Lifting everything up. Holding the hips up with your hands if you want to. Create a little shelf with your hands. Breathing here. And then lowering down. Drawing the knees into the chest. Moving gently from side to side. And then moving back and forward, starting to rock back and forwards, coming up into a seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana, another one of my favorites. Reaching the arms up overhead. And then exhale as you fold forward, peace fingers wrapping around the big toes, or hands around the back of the shins, the calves rather. Folding forward here. Feeling the release all the way through the back of the thighs, up through the spine, the shoulders, the neck. And just gently pulling a little bit further forward with each breath. Just gently pulling a little bit further forward. And then releasing. Releasing back slowly, coming all the way to lay down on your backs. Lifting the legs up. Hands come beneath the seat or coming all the way up into your shoulder stand. Gaze is up. Not moving the neck here. Can circle the ankles here, wiggle the toes. Keep the legs pointed up or move them a little bit. And when you're ready, legs fold overhead into Halasana, plow pose. Interlacing the hands, giving the shoulders a bit of a squeeze, maybe even moving the shoulders in a little bit. If feet are touching down, then tops of toes are touching, toenails. Keeping your breath going. And then bending the knees either side of the ears. When you're ready, start to roll out slowly with control. Very nice. Catherine pressing the lower back into the mat. Legs are nice and straight. Beautiful control, Heather, bringing them all the way down.
And then when you're down, moving into Matsyasana, fish pose, opening up the front of the chest, inhaling the crown of the head back, pressing the forearms, hands and elbows into the mat, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through a wide open mouth. Everything you need to let go of for today goes. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Unwanted thoughts, emotions. One more time, a nice deep breath. Exhale it out. Very nice. Finding your way into your Shavasana, allowing the feet to just fall out to the side, palms open towards the sky for receiving, eyelids lower or eyes closed, allowing the breath to become a bit more shallow here. Observing thoughts, letting them pass you by, not attaching to anything, not for now. Another few breaths here. Starting to bring a bit of movement back into your fingers and your toes. Moving your head from one side to the other. Reaching your arms up over your head. Stretching a full body stretch all the way from fingertips to toes. Taking a deep breath in here. And out through the mouth. Drawing knees into the chest. Rolling over to one side. Staying here for a moment. Just giving yourself a hug. Feeling that lovely, comfortable fetal position. And then finding your way to a comfortable seat. Keeping the eyes closed or eyelids lowered. Together we'll sing Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. And may my thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that freedom and happiness of all. Because if we are not all free, then none of us truly are. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands to a prayer, bowing your head to your hands, knowing and trusting that the true teacher lies inside of you. Namaste.